Welcome to NEXTGames Ambuscade series, October 2024, against Fomor. Now we've seen this run several times before, but it's a good thing it's back, as this is one of the months where you can normally achieve a win regardless of your present gearing in just a few minutes, as long as you use the correct trust selection. Let's go into what you'll be seeing. First, key item acquisition. You will need 1 undead kill for your first run of the day, and 3 undead kills for multiple runs in that same day. Now I normally head to Fei Yin home point number 1 for these kills, as you see me doing right here, and find Wookhoofs. These are nearby that you can get the kills from, and your key item. Note, there are several circles around here, so that if the first circle has already had the Wookhoofs killed, go ahead and go to the other nearby circles where you can hopefully find some nearby. Now, onto the run itself, which this month is against 5 Fomor. A Winnower Jack, which is a mage with a staff, a Lancer Jack, which is a polearm wielding Fomor, a Color Jack, which is equipping an axe, a Reaper Jack with a scythe, and a Ravenous Jack, which is a paladin type mob with a sword and shield. Now the first 4 Fomor you can kill in any order and won't be of much risk to you or your trust, but you want to make sure to save the Ravenous Jack for your final kill. Now the easiest way to accomplish this is with proper trust selection. With that, you should be able to take this month's run on with any melee job. Now you want to use Arc EV or a similar single target tank to keep hate on the main mob you're fighting. Meanwhile, you want to then use Valnariel to keep hate on all the other Fomor that you are currently not fighting. With the remaining trust slots, you want to haste cap yourself and provide healing for your group. So I'm using Olmia, Koromuru, and Yoranoran, but many trust will work in these slots. Now, with these trusts summoned, you should be able to take out each of the 4 Fomor with only a few weapon skills. Now you want to be sure to use any high damaging abilities that you have right at the start of this fight, as that is the most risky time. Once you kill 1 or 2 of the Fomor, life will get substantially easier for your tanks and healing trust. Now once you do get to the final mob, the Ravenous Jack, you want to be sure to let Arc EV or Valnariel take hate and hold hate. You then want to get all of your damage in from behind the Ravenous Jack. Doing so will normally allow you to take out this boss with only a few weapon skills. Now I've noticed that when you have hate and try to tank him directly, that he will often use several nasty abilities that can cause amnesia, and this combined with what seems to be a very high counter rate and defense rate when you're standing in front of the NM, makes it so that your damage output is severely reduced when you're in that frontal position. That's why you always want to be behind him, and the fight will usually end quite quickly. Now as long as you stick to this trust selection and strategy, you should see wins come in anywhere from 1.5 to 4 minutes depending on your present gearing. Now in the example you just saw, I took this out with my well-geared ninja in just under 2 minutes using the strategy that I just discussed. Now in that example, I put myself in the place of Valnariel to keep hate on all of the ads myself. Now in the example that you're currently seeing, I'm using Ambuscade gear and weapons only, and not allowing myself any gear swaps, so this should provide a closer example to what a returning player should experience, especially if they're a damage dealer or a returning ninja. Also keep in mind that there's supposed to be some kind of trick-or-treat mechanic to this run, as there in most years, but I, as usual, could not find a real benefit to having a sweet or food up during this fight. Though the only thing I really noticed is the Ravenous Jack sometimes stole that food buff using one of his abilities, but otherwise I didn't really notice any change to the fight. So while I did have ginger cookies up for some of my runs to try and figure out exactly how this mechanic's going to play in this month, I found no real change compared to the runs in which I did not use the ginger cookies. So like previous years, I can't really provide any good recommendations when it comes to this specific trick-or-treat mechanic. But that's going to be it for all I have to share on this particular run. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of this Ninja Ambuscade gear battle example, and have a great month everyone. Happy Halloween.